Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to a special Sunday afternoon session where I'm coming back on to complete all free readings from this morning's session. I didn't get to any of them this morning. I finished up the donations right as we were ending, and so I'm going to complete all of the free readings during this time. You'll notice there's no chat. I'm not taking any new questions in this session. This is strictly completing all the ones from this morning. I will return on Friday, 11 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm on Friday, Saturday, Sunday mornings at 11 a.m. Mountain Time, and then also on Friday and Saturday evenings at 6 p.m. Mountain Time. So if you'd like to join for free readings, you can check that out there. If you need any guidance between now and then, I have a lot of free content on my main page, pick a cards with new moon, full moon information. I've got uh, just a bunch of different free readings and pick a card. So you can jump over there, follow your heart, and spirit will guide you to the reading for your messages. If you're interested in a personal reading, I do offer those. All that information is listed in the description box below with all of my other services that I offer. So be sure to check those. I think that's everything. When I'm done, I will post a comment and pin it with the order in which all the readings were completed here. That way you can find your reading more easily. All right. We're going to continue to use the Light Seers Tarot today. And I do have two decks with one card that's missing from it because it was bent by my own hands once upon a time. But I have almost two complete decks that I've mixed and shuffled. I have them in two piles. I'll pull two cards for each reading as we're going forward, and we'll get your messages that way. So we'll get in here. Let's see, YouTube does show that we're live, so we are good. All right, so let's start with morning. Morning is up first, and you wanted a general for this upcoming week career-wise. All right, let's see what we have here. We've got this Nine of Swords, which is, our nightmare and insomnia card, and the Three of Cups, which is joy and celebration, kind of opposite cards coming in here. But the Three of Cups is also about community, it's about support. And I feel like here with this combo, the Nine of Swords is these thoughts, these beliefs, our mindsets that are rooted in fear around career, around our capabilities, around our abilities. And I just feel like in the back of your head or below the surface, there's a belief that you aren't supported. But I feel like with this Three of Cups, not only are you supported by a invisible host of beings who love you so much and support you so much that you can always ask of your own free will for guidance and support. They will show you those things. But I feel like you have some support in the physical world that you I don't know if you um I feel like maybe like one you feel like they are, but I feel like with that one even you don't realize how supportive they really are of your career and of your development and where you're going to go. And then there is another. I feel like there's two because these three people are like you and two others, but I feel like you have two people that are in your corner that are really watching out for you, wanting to help you grow, wanting to help you on your career as well, whoever this may be. So I feel like they're going to come out of the woodwork this week. I feel if you can step out of your mindset of questioning that and doubting that there's people that support you, you're going to see, go, wow, you know what? That person does support me. I can see that now. And oh, I can see that person does support me too. So I feel like there's two people that will come out of the woodwork that you'll see this week that you're like, yeah, I do have support here after all. And I do feel like it gives you a little bit of hope. It gives you a little bit of fire under your belly. And even asking someone, not really necessarily to be a mentor, but if there's someone in your career that you were like, that you want to head towards the direction of their position or whatever, just asking them if they'd mind if you just spent some time talking about how they got to where they are, any recommendations, suggestions, things like that. I feel like that's an important thing too, not to be afraid to ask for support as well. So I like that for you, morning. Very exciting and interesting week. Don't be afraid. to ask for that guidance, all right? Right, so that's what they have for you, so many blessings, and then day Sturgis, you want a general around work as well. All right. Well, you've got the 5 of swords, so we've got the little bit of, you know, uh, communication, I wanna say struggle with communication, like I'm struggling to communicate right now, but there's this, conflict, because conflict seems like such a strong word, it's like more just some struggle with communication regarding work. And the Four of Pentacles is a great card because it is about stability in the outside world. Fours are a very solid foundation. So I feel like work does feel just, I don't want to say like it's numb or existing. It feels like, well, it's good. It's solid. It's like telling somebody, well, they got a good personality. When you say a job, well, it's stable. It's like, well, it's not enjoyable, but it's stable. And I feel like with this Five of Swords, this is where that conflict is coming in. I understand now because it's like it's good, it's stable, but you want so much more. And I feel like there's not a whole lot of opportunity for growth or expansion or promotion or raises or bonuses or things like that in where you're at right now. And that's why your brain is going, well, but it's stable, and your heart's going, yeah, but I'm dying of boredom. I want to be challenged. I want to learn. I want to grow. I want to, I don't want a glass ceiling. I want to be able to go and do what I want to do. So I feel like that's coming up here this next week. And I feel like when you look at it and you're like, well, I don't know if this is really what I want. Is there something else available, a different department, a different opportunity that is more flowing, And though it's like, well, this is safe, but what if I go do this? I just feel like it's a week of exploration to get out of the box, get out of the Four of Pentacles, which is like a box. It's like, what more would you wanna do? Is there anything available in the company you're with? Or what else would you like to do? I feel like it's a big week of reflection for you with work. It's stable where you're at, but I just feel like you're becoming unstable on the inside around it. So that's what's coming in, Day Sturgis. So many blessings to you. And then Minahil, you want to know what good news is coming in for you in 2024? All right. Well, I do see here with the full card and the Eight of Wands, you're going to have a sudden change, a new adventure that comes in, a sudden ending and new beginning that happens. But it's a good thing, because that's what we're asking for, good news. And it is. It's like, because the full card is the first card in the major arcana following the world card, last card in the major arcana, which is ending of old cycles, beginning of new adventure, something that's more free, more open, not, restricted with a lot of rules and supposed tos and shoulds and intentions and blah, blah, blah. I just feel like there's this time in your life of refreshment. It's a reboot, it's a reset of a significant place in your life, with it being the full card. The Eight of Wands, it just comes out of nowhere very fast, maybe not so much out of nowhere. It comes in fast, but I feel like it's, something that is on your mind, something that is at the forefront of your life, and something that you have been wanting to end and begin to reboot in your life, but you've been holding off. Opportunity hasn't been there in the past. I feel like it was like throughout the entire 2023, even you're like, come on, and nothing happened. But this is the year, and it's going to come out of nowhere. So I like it for you. Hopefully, you understand what that is. I'm not getting anything. I don't feel like it's relationship. I don't feel like it's necessarily job or work. I don't know if it's education or moving somewhere new. Feels like that kind of energy more than the standard love or work. I feel like it's education, it's knowledge, it's movement to a different place, or going to school somewhere else, or something distant where you're wanting to, like a life reset kind of thing. So hopefully that makes sense to you, but that's what's coming in for you, Minnie Hill. So many blessings to you. And then Crystal's Day, you want a life path reading. All right, let's take a look here. All right. Well, the path to love. Okay. So maybe you might check out this book, Deepak Chopra's The Path to Love. We're currently reading that in our Praying Mantis group. Because you've got the King of Cups, the ruler over love, and the Ace of Cups, which is the brand new higher love, that's coming in here. And, the King of Cups balances the heart and the mind, but this Ace of Cups definitely coming in here. It's like that's all of our journey is the path to love, like this book. It's a beautiful, brilliant book um, that helps us understand our love of self and understand how love works, which impacts all of our lives. It's at the core of the foundation of what our life purpose is, our life path. It's all about a journey of self love and self worth, right? We come from this place of beautiful, unconditional love of ourselves. We come down here and a piece of us anyway comes down here to wake up as a unaware little human going, am I lovable? I don't know. Conditional love, limitation, all this that we have. And it's the journey back to self-love. And I feel like this is an important time for you to experience this awareness. So I mean, it came in so clearly when you're like life path reading. I'm like the path to love, and it's right there. So I feel like it's important, and it's been around for years. So you can get it very cheap if you have a library. You can probably rent it at a library, not rent it, but check it out at a library or find it very cheap at a used bookstore. That's what I did. Um, so I feel like that's important for you there. And it's funny because I don't know why they're having me tell you this, but because this is a used book in the beginning, there's even to Kathy from whoever, I can't read who it's from, but in fact, it might be even, I wonder if that's Deepak Chopra's name, but it does say to Kathy on here, if that means anything to you, Kathi even. So but I feel like that is for you. So definitely check out that book if you can. I feel like it's going to give you a lot of guidance and clarity for your life path. So interesting. I love it. Gotta love spirit. All right, so that's what they have for you, Crystal's Day, and then Eagle. You want to know, is Paul trying to make you look bad at work? All right. you know, I would so sorry. I would normally say no, but yeah, they are. And it's because they're defensive. You got the 7 of Wands and the 7 of Cups. Emotional confusion. It's like they're not okay, let me clarify. They're not trying to go, I want you to look bad. What happens here with this emotional confusion, the 7 7 here, this 7 of Wands is about, feeling like you've been raised and moved up, and then these people are trying to poke your bubble here, and so this one over here that's poking at the bubble is them, and so it's not like they're trying to make you look bad, they want to look good, and there's a difference in that, right? Because let's say um people, and when and this is like most humans, right? We are kind of created in this lifetime in this era we're in with low self-esteem, right? We think of ourselves as lower than most other people or a lot of other people. So they see you here and they already feel like they're here. And you might even feel like they're above you, right? Or equal. But in their eyes and their perception, they feel they're down here and you're up here. And then something good happens to you and they see you go higher. Well, they're not seeing you go higher, they're seeing them getting pushed lower. And so this is what puts them in fear, what's put them in defensive mode. And with this emotional confusion, when we go into fear, when a human goes into fear, it's because our little inner child feels unsafe, out of control, and alarms sound, and it busts out our intelligent, compassionate, loving side. We become a 2-year-old and it's pet hissing cat who wants to battle and or run or battle and then run, attack and then run. And so when you're looking at, this, you know, their actions, try not to take them personally. I know it's hard, but realize that their actions are not about you, they're about them and how they feel about themselves. And so, if you walk into a room and someone's standing in front of a mirror going, I hate you, you shouldn't have that, blah, blah, and they're talking to themselves. Picture that the next time you see an action of theirs or and go, "Oh, wow." You start to have compassion for people who act up and are acting like a two-year-old because they're in fear and everything they're saying has some sort of truth about themselves. So when you have, if you ever have people that complain about people showing up late all the time and they show up late all the time, they don't see it. They just see other people, right? This is what happens with them too. So hopefully that helps with understanding there, but they're not intentionally at you. They're just trying to raise themselves up and they're acting like a two-year-old who, will trip someone to win a race, right? So just know that and all you can do is focus on your own progress, your own self, your own stories, your own emotions, your own energy, your own actions, and you can send love to them if you feel compassion for them and you're like, "Oh, poor little boo boo boo." I usually see them as a little two-year-old crying because they're scared. So I just kind of in my third eye pick them up as a little child and just hold them and comfort them and so you can do some things like that if you feel like you want to, but you don't have to. Just realize it's not about you. All right. So that's what they have for you, Eagle. Fly high, fly above the storm, Eagle. All right. So beautiful, beautiful energy. Many blessings. All right. And then Grace 1111. Congratulations on being one of the winners of the Zen Cricket giveaway this month. And you wanted a general reading. So let's take a look here. All right. Wow. Look at all this emotional energy. You got the Queen of Cups coming in. So sorry. Excuse me. And the Nine of Cups. Nine of Cups is like an emotional dream come true. And the Queen of Cups, she's very intuitive, very in touch with her own emotions. And I feel like with this energy is coming in, it is a time for you to trust your gut, trust your intuition, follow your heart, connect to your higher heart, and really spend a little bit of time asking yourself, what would it mean for me to have like my emotional dreams come true? And what does that look like? And why do I feel like those things would bring it? Because I feel like there's this important awareness that comes in this because, we're taught and inundated so much about the supposed to, should, need to, have to, must. We write it down. We don't know any better. We're kids. But then we hit a point in our life where we're going, I'm striving for all this stuff, but so what I really want. And so I like this clarity of heart that's coming in here about what is my dream? What's my emotional dream more specifically? And I feel like that's an important journaling type of experience or experiment that your spirit guide would like you to look at, but just really connect with your high heart. Don't, look at it from the human heart that's been conditioned. The mind will be whispering in your human heart's ear. "Psst, psst, psst, it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that, it's supposed to be this." And it's like, no, 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 no. Like you guys, shh, 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 shh. I'm going to connect to my higher heart. And you can start off by writing down what your human heart wants and then kind of draw a line or flip the page and then look into those old thoughts and beliefs and see, why do I believe that? And do I want to continue to believe that? All right. So that's what they have for you, Grace. So many blessings to you. And then a new three, you wanted a soul purpose reading. Let's take a look here. All right. You know, the journey, a big part of your journey is overcoming these beliefs of your little inner child about lack and being left behind, being left out in the cold. And it reminds me a lot here. I don't know if your sun is in Taurus, but I know one of my Five of Pentacles is one of my big life purpose adventures, because I have like a stellium in my second house in Pisces, which is ruled by Taurus, right? Which is all about self worth and looking at our worth and how we look at our worth and of course, abundance and money and all that kind of stuff. But with the sun card, it's really the inner child energy that's popping up here with that Leo energy, and but this Five of Pentacles, it just feels like such a strong connection to Taurus second house energy, which is this realizing that you've been taught to define yourself by the outside world, and with your life purpose, you've had this attachment to defining your life purpose by relationship, by job, education, by body and money and possessions, that's like we're all taught. But this is you're learning that your journey of your self-worth and how you've overcome and are overcoming and will continue to overcome and transform old beliefs around your worth into higher beliefs, that a big excuse me, part of your life purpose and your soul purpose is to share that, in whatever way feels right for you. There's no wrong way and there's no right way. It's your way, you know, your own unique, special way in which you share this transformation of worth for you, whether it's, whatever it was and whatever things it is and continues to be and unfolds. I just feel like you're able to blog about it, videos, training, teaching, whatever it is, helping people overcome things. If it's, you know, like, I don't know why, budgeting, it's like, what I learned is when I learned to create a budget, that it helped me set my goals and achieve what I want. And I'm going to help other people who don't know how to budget. I'm going to teach them. There's this, ability in so many different unique ways. And that's what I feel like, if you understand that and focus in on, like, how have I transformed my self-worth, and how am I, and how do I want to, and how can I share that with others? How do I want to share it with others is an important piece of that. So I like that for you. And if you haven't checked out the Discover Your Dharma by Sahara Rose, a great book. She has a website, iamsahararose.com, that has materials on it and some quizzes and some reference materials that help you discover your dharma, your life purpose. And so those can kind of give you a little bit idea of the how. If you're like, I'm not sure, I'm kind of stuck, it'll give you some inspiration to help you get in there and then hear and find out too. So I like that. Right, so that's what they have for you in News 3. So many blessings to you. And then Kritika Mahotra, hello, hi. So you feel very anxious today. You don't know why. What is this all about? All right. All right. Well, you got the Ace of Swords, higher education, right? You have the Six of Wands, which is, this, you can see that they're in front of an audience here. And uh, I feel like there's this anxiety about, in relation to higher education, but being up in front of people. Don't know if you have a presentation, or aren't you graduating? But I feel like there's this, getting this fear, this, and it's below the surface that's kind of bubbling around, and it's just kind of sending you these spidey sense signals that you've pushed down some fear that wants to be looked at, so you can release it and enjoy in a moment. I don't know if you have to get up in front of someone to talk, or be somewhere, or walk across, like if you're graduating, you have to walk across the stage. And are you I don't know if this was you. What, were you the one that was going to wear your cultural costume, or not costume, but your dress, and you were worried about it? Was that, I don't know if that was you, but that's what's coming in here, is that concerns about tripping and what will people think and blah 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 blah. But it has to do with higher education, with this Ace of Swords, and what will people will think. It's that kind of theme that's together, that's sparking it from below the surface. So hopefully that resonates. But it is about you know when you're up on stage in front of other people, even with the transparent people back here, um, are people going to, what do they think, but also are people going to be there or not? I just feel like there's this energy around all that, if that makes sense. So that's what's coming in, Kritika. Hopefully that helps. But anxiety is fear, and if this doesn't resonate, Um, definitely just try to take a big deep breath, as many as you can, and let it out, in and out, slow, if you can, and that'll bring you to a place of peace. And then go, what am I fearing? What is it that I'm scared of? Because that's where anxiety is. It's a fear of something. So if this doesn't resonate, maybe that will. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Enjoy, enjoy. And then Links Lee, you want to know, is there anything that you need to learn? No, you're perfect. You don't need any more. Wow. So right underneath this, got the Six of Wands again. I have two decks, and just that these came out right after one another is pretty interesting here. But you have the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow moving growth. And so there is maybe patience. I know. But the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight. It is about things moving slow in your life. And when things slow down in our life, there is this opportunity for us to review things, to change our vibration from something lower to something higher. And when you're looking at that, what you can learn from the Six of Wands is, where are you looking for your recognition from? Where are you looking for your validation from, right? And there's something about, they're reminding me of this meme that said something like, when we are looking for someone to apologize to us for something that they did, that's an expression of the validation that we were looking for them of our worth. So we might have been looking for them to validate who we are by their actions before, and then they didn't do what we wanted them to do, and now we're looking for the apology to validate us, that we feel like we deserve, but we're not getting one from them. And I feel like there's this, and whoever it may be, and it can be many people over your lifetime, but when you look at it and go, yeah, the people who I felt wronged me in some way, give yourself the apology you've been looking for, and realize, when someone doesn't live up to our expectations, is that their fault or my fault? And does there need to be fault at all? Maybe my expectation was something that was given to me that I took on, that I don't really support, but I hold all the people, myself and other people, accountable to it. I really don't need to. I can release myself from the prison, can release them from the prison as well, and allow forgiveness just to erase everything, take away the wrath, and, transform from, I'm choosing no longer to be a vessel of pain because of someone else's actions or non-actions or their words or their silence, and releasing that so that you can pour that out and become this vessel of love instead of a vessel of pain. So I feel like there is this opportunity just to look at it and go, yeah, why are people wronged me, and why do I feel they wronged me, and let me release them from that. Because, like, I usually joke with people, like, people are like, well, expectations are good. I go, well, if I expect you to give me $1,000 a day for the rest of your life and you don't do it, is it your fault for disappointing me, or my fault for creating this expectation that you didn't agree to, Um, and it's like, yeah, and where did this, expectation of $1,000 would even come from? Well, I was told by someone to do it. And it's like, no, I don't have to. I can release you from that expectation, release me from that expectation, and have that. So hopefully that helps. I just feel like it's an important concept for you at this time. All right. So that's what they have for you, Linksley. Many blessings to you. And then Goldie, you want future self messages. Okay, messages from your future self. All right. You know, you do have the ability here with the Ten of Pentacles. You have it in your future to have a relationship, to it's the Ten of Pentacles is the relationship card, but it's like a legacy. It's children and home and money, and it's the whole shebang, right? It's the outside world. You have that in your future. The Nine of Wands is about perseverance, about continuing to move toward it. Don't give up on it. It is in the cards, literally. But the Nine of Wands shows you here. If you look at this ace of wands in their hand, you can see when it goes down to here, that's what's holding this block up that's keeping you from moving forward towards that. But if they remove that ace of wands, the whole block, the little gate, the fence falls apart and you could just walk over it. And so I like this, that they're saying that the only thing that's keeping you from moving forward into that is you, your energy, not anyone else. No one can keep it from you. There's nothing you can do to lose it. It is in your destiny. You know, even if you see the um, Kabbalah tree of life there, it's destined. There's this path way for you here, but the what you feel like is blocking you has to do with your focus. And you know, when you take that ace of wands and you can hold on to it, what happens is if you focus on things that are missing, like, oh, I want that but I don't have it, or I want that, um our energy tells the universe, I enjoy wanting it but not getting it, because in order to experience want, I can't have. I gotta have want. It sounds weird after you keep saying it. Or I enjoy, I miss something. Well, it's like I enjoy missing, so can you make me miss it longer and more? But instead, when we focus and we change our energy to gratitude for what is in our life, gratitude, and we ask the universe, going, I would like all this stuff, and then we give it to them and we release the attachment to our worth around it, and we just go, you're going to bring it in the perfect time, in the perfect way, in the perfect person, perfect situation. I trust it. I'm going to focus on gratitude and having passion in my life, and then the rest of it follows. But I like this. I just feel like you needed to know it's in the cards, it's in your fate. You are destined for it. Uh, the matter of timing, if you want it sooner, you can remove these blocks, and have things sooner if you want, but it has to do with where you're focusing your energy. Are we focusing on lower vibrational beliefs and emotions and thoughts and stories and actions, or higher vibration, which is gratitude, unconditional love and joy and laughter and peace, and that type of energy. So I feel like that's what they want you to know right now, Goldie. So many blessings to you. And then angel blessings, you are up. Energy reading between you and your future spouse. All right. Yeah, you've got the Six of Pentacles and the Moon card coming in here, which does talk about there's some unknown things that to be aware of, to be able to have an equal giving and receiving relationship where it's equal back and forth, like that, and not, you know, up in someone that's like a codependent relationship where it's overgiver and not allowing someone to give, and it doesn't turn out too well. Those I had several of those. Those don't turn out good because when you don't allow people to give to you, they will give other places like workaholism, affairs, all their friends, working out, their hobbies, or whatever. And even though, enablers in codependent relationships want to give, and don't give that to someone else. You put yours in a little bank that I will withdraw a penny a day. But that doesn't feel good for them because they want to give to us too. And where this comes back to with this moon card, there's some emotions below the surface. I do have a video that I talk about this on the my Take 10 with Zen, and I talk about it a lot with it's episode 5, which is the Six of Pentacles energy. So if you want to check that out, if you go to my main page at the very top, there's a playlist, Take 10 with Zen. Just look at episode 5 and to give you some tools on how you can transform that. But it's this out of balance where you feel you have to give so much to deserve so little. And being aware of that and transforming that, I feel like they're telling you here this energy between you and your future spouse is like they want to bring this to your attention now so that you can transform that and have, instead of 1 to 1,000, it's one-on-one, and it just makes for a beautiful giving and receiving mutual relationship instead of a codependent one that causes um, speed bumps and curves and things in the relationship. It just will be a great foundation. if you're able to look at that on your side. They're looking at it on their side, but they're just wanting to make sure, that you're aware this is something that you can do in the meantime, because it'll help transform your life, allow you to bring in a lot more things. Because right now there's a force field that does keep some things out because your inner child doesn't feel you deserve it yet. So it's an important piece of your journey. Excuse me. So that's what they have for you, angel blessings. Let me take a sip here. All right. And soul searching vibe, you are up. So Leo's next actions towards you. All right. We've got this Queen of Pentacles, which is Mother Nature, Mother Nurture. I feel like they're really in this journey of focusing in on themselves. The Fool card, is an ending of an old cycle, beginning of new adventure. And, the energy that just comes with this combination with your question, it just feels like this lion doesn't want to be caged. And this Fool card is like a child who is like, look at the world of possibilities. And they don't want rules. They don't want to have intentions and responsibilities and all this. They just I want to go on this adventure. And if you want to go along, you can go along with me. And you're like, all right, that sounds good. But it always, when they've mentioned this a couple of times this weekend, because I get like, I like the freedom feel of it. But then also my Capricorn rising goes, but I need to know where we're going. So I know how to dress and, what to bring and what not to bring. And when are we going to leave? I just need to be prepared. And how are we going to get there? Are we going to take a car or fly, or, what do I need? Do I need to make sure I have a passport, or, what, how much money do I need? They're like, no, no, I don't want any of that. Let's just go. You're like, whoa. So this is the kind of energy this Leo has, is like, I want to have this adventure and I'd like you to be a part of it, but I don't want any rules. I don't want to have intentions. I don't want to have to answer questions about where are we? What are we calling ourselves? They're like, imitating that. And you're like, wow, okay. So it's really self-focused. They want the sensuality of the Queen of Pentacles. There's emotion there, but they just don't want all of the cage that can be around there. They don't want to be caged with that energy. So hopefully that makes sense, soul searching vibe. But that's what's coming in here. And if you're okay with that, they're like, you're gonna have some fun adventures. But if you need to, if you're gonna revert to my Capricorn rising energy, it's not gonna work out too well. Because they're gonna be like, you know what? I'm just going to go on this little journey by myself, this adventure. I'll be back. We can have other smaller adventures, but I'm going to go on this other thing. All right. So that's what's coming in, soul searching vibe. Many blessings. And then smooth life. You wanted some spirit guidance. Let's take a look here. Wow. Yeah. If you're looking to learn like something new, like schooling, any kind of schooling is very well supported here with the Eight of Pentacles. And the Hanged Man is about seeing things from a different perspective and this transformative energy. There's also this, if you're looking to find new spiritual modalities, the way of doing things differently, if you don't want like formal education, but you want to learn and grow, whether it's YouTube videos or um, actual classes or training that someone has or certifications or whatever. I just feel like it's very supported here, and I like the spirit saying, when you're looking at your life and you're looking at what you're wanting to do, don't let anything hold you back. If it's like, well, I need schooling for that. Well, do you? Do you really? And if you do, what's holding you back from doing it? Is it money? Is it time? Is it doubt about your ability to do it? It's like, go for it. If you have a passion of something you want to do with your life, and it's a passion, not a supposed to, or you feel like this is what what will make other people happy, don't do that. But if it's your passion and it's something you want to do, then go for it. It's very well supported here with both of these. And I just feel like spirit is nudging you forward to learn, to grow with this. Now's the time to move forward. What are you waiting for? What's holding you back? If you have children, so what? You'll find a way. Where there's a will, there's a way. Whatever it may be, whatever obstacle you feels in the way, there's a way to make it work. And they're saying, now's the time to really seriously look into doing whatever this is that you're wanting to do. So that's their message for you, smooth life. So many blessings to you. And then Pinky, you want to know what is going to manifest in your life? Let's take a look here. All right. So I like this. You have this dream come true that's been, I almost feel like it's a lifelong dream, but there's a disappointment that comes in here. And it's a positive thing for you, though, with this Three of Swords, with this dream being kind of dashed in a way. Um, and it's because it allows you to get clarity around what your true dream is, your dream, not someone else's dream that they had for you and they gave you. And that we, as younger, when we're younger in our lives, go, okay, I guess that's my dream. Then you wake up every day going, oh God, I got to go live my dream today. That's not your dream. And this disappointment that comes in, I feel comes in perfectly because you're just like, yeah, I don't want that anyway. And all right, I'm gonna adjust this dream to be mine instead of something that I'm taking on from someone else. So there's a lot of clarity that comes in with this, and a lot of cutting away of things out of the dream that you're like, this wasn't mine. This piece I is me. This piece is me, but not those. And I like this clarity coming in around your dream because it allows you whatever's these are some of the weights and the anchors that have been holding you back on moving toward your dream. But now you're like, I don't even want that stuff. So you release them and then it doesn't hold you back anymore. You're able to move forward. So I feel like that's what's coming in here. You're going to manifest like kind of this steps towards your true dream as you let go of things that are no longer your dream. So I like that. Right? So that's what they have for you, Pinky. So many blessings to you. And then Cutie, you want to know, are you aligned with your soul mission? All right. you know, Feels here with this 7 and this 14 coming in here. It's like you're halfway there. I like that. Uh, the 7 is, I like this. It's like you are always aligned with your soul mission. The 7 of Wands is like the sun. The sun shines and is themselves. It does not ask permission to shine. It does not dim its light for anyone. It is who they are, and it allows it to go forward. The you know this belief that, oh, I have this mission that I have to achieve. What if you don't? This is a human construct of, well, I come down here for this and I've got to accomplish this and I can get off track. It's like, no, look at you. If we look at it more of like a grandparent taking a child to a playground to go play and experience and socialize and have fun, then there's no wrong way to do it. We're always experiencing, we're always having our mission, we're interacting, and well, the interaction didn't go the way perfectly that maybe someone would want it to be, but it's like, no, it's an interaction. The grandparent is going, yeah, I wanted them to get in a fight, or I wanted them to learn to get along with other people. And wow, they're beating up on each other. Okay, well, that's part of it. They're learning, they're growing, they're experiencing. And so there's no wrong. You're always perfectly on your soul purpose every moment. And I like this. The temperance card is that, it's an unfolding. It's like an alchemist that's creating something, and you're the one with the movement. You're the one that is, controlling where things are headed and where things are going. And it's a much more freer feeling to realize you're not a baby in a baby seat at the whim of the universe. You're along for the ride in the car, um, being told what you have to do each moment. No, we're the ones driving, and we're driving this huge bus. It's a party bus. We're driving. Creator is on the passenger seat, controlling the nav system, handing out the snacks, taking control of the air conditioning and heating. But our energy is telling them where we want to go, what we want to do. and all the rest of our spiritual posse's like a bunch of puppies in the back seat that we asked if they wanted to go for a ride, and they're like, "Yeah, wherever we wanna go." There's no wrong way to go, and they're excited to be along just for the ride and the journey. And so, when you're looking at your soul mission, go, is it are you happy? Is your heart singing? Does your heart feel full? If it doesn't, what would do that? And go do that. You follow your heart knows the way. Um, but you definitely the sun shines, and it is just itself. It exists. It shines bright and is itself, and then it impacts what it impacts, and it doesn't look at what it's getting back. It doesn't worry about people going, "Oh, it's so hot out. I wish the sun would dim a little bit so it's not so hot," right? The sun is like, "I shine bright. You don't like it, get in the shade," right? So I like that for you. Very empowering. So that's what they got for you, cutie. Hopefully that resonates for you. And many blessings to you. Right. Then Rhonda, what does spirit have for you? I know I just called you Rhonda instead of Rhonda, but now I did. Well, you got new beginnings coming in. You got the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. So some significant beginnings coming in here for you. You know, the Ace of Swords really lets you see things from a different perspective, clarity from up above. And the Ace of Wands is this source of where you invest your energy is what ignites and you can grow. I feel like you're in this place of feeling lost, and you're kind of feeling aimless and wandering, unsure of what you want to do. I feel like you've been really understanding what you don't want, which is good. That's a big part of life, is realizing what I don't want, because we get a lot of supposed to, some shoulds, and long list of stuff that we think we're supposed to do, but you're realizing, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that. And I don't want that. Now it's this energy of focusing on, what do I want? What does make my heart sing? What does bring this passion, excitement in my life, right? And it's getting out of the head from all the old stuff. And um it's like, what has if you think about the last 5 times that your heart felt like it was singing, what was that? What made you feel that way, right? And if it was love, if it was passion, kind of put those in a separate category. Because look about, what are 5 of the last things that made your heart feel full? And I feel like that'll give you some guidance and where you want to head and what you want to do with your life. Because it's like this feeling of existing instead of living. And I feel like this fire is burning inside of you. It wants out, but you're just not sure where you want to what you want to grow in your life. Where do you want to head? What do you want to do? I just feel like both of these together, you're gaining some clarity about what your true passion for life is, right? If you haven't, I just was talking about this book a little earlier. If you haven't checked out Sahara Rose's book, Discover Your Dharma, she also has a website, iamsahararose.com. And she has some quizzes on there too. And I feel like that can give you a little bit of guidance in where you're wanting to head, and just to kind of nudge you in a direction or draw you in a direction of how you want to express this unconditional love in your heart with the world in your own unique way. Because I just feel like you're ready for a reboot, a restart, just ready for something new to get out of this life of existence into a life of living. And that's what I feel is coming in for you, Rhonda. So I like it. Here it comes. All right. Many blessings, my dear. And then, oh my God is the name. Oh my God. And you want spirit guidance for your connection with Leo. All right. Let's take a look here. So you have the Temperance card, which is one of the patience, it takes time for things to unfold kind of cards, right? And so your connection with Leo is slow moving, like molasses on a cold winter day, moves even slower than it normally does, right? And the reason why is because this Eight of Swords is coming in, and I love the way they interpret this because you see someone watching and looking at themselves in a mirror, realizing what of their own thoughts and beliefs and mindsets have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped and restricted. And the 8 is a good number with that because it's a flowing, it's you're realizing it and you're letting some old ways to go. So what that means is that, you know, with your interactions with Leo, you might be having some things spark, some triggers go off. And when you're looking at that, you're realizing, all right, my thoughts and beliefs and mindsets, my supposed to's, shoulds, need to's, have to's, must, they're not living up to who I think they're supposed to do, not doing what they're supposed to do, and the timing that they're supposed to do it. There's these rules around it, and we have ourselves under a lot of those too. There's this freedom that comes with this 8 of swords where you're realizing, "I don't need to why do I expect this? Why do I want that? Is it me that wanted it, or I was told I was supposed to want this?" And you're getting a lot of clarity around what you truly want from yourself, your life, and from this Leo. That's why there's the slowness, because if you got what you thought you needed, you wouldn't be happy with it. And so you're unhappy with things as they are. So there's this clarity. These triggers are coming up for you to release them from them, but most importantly, you from them. Because in some way, you have yourself under these rules. By golly, if you have to, so do they and everyone else. But when you set yourself free, you set everyone else free. And that's with this freedom that's coming in. And the slowness that's happening is making you have to look at these things in the mirror because they're mirroring things back to you, right? You're like, ah, yeah, this is why this is pissing me off, right? So there's this clarity that comes in. So hopefully that makes sense. And that's the message that kind of want to bring for you right now regarding this connection with the Leo. All right. So many blessings to you. Right. So continue moving down the list here. And Jeep, you are up. So this is your free reading. And anything in the near future that will make, oops, let me move my mouse. Oh, make you very happy. All right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like this. I feel like the Seven of Swords is you're becoming aware here of some of your old thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that are of a lower vibrational tied to fears of not having something. The Queen of Cups is like this emotional awareness, things that bubble up from the surface that are below the surface. And I know it's like what will make you it makes you very happy is releasing things that are keeping you from being happy. Like, wow, what a concept, right? But the Seven of Swords is things that have cheated you out of happiness before. And why? What has made you unhappy? What has made you, not be able to you know, um, feel it? What has been the obstacle? What has been, the barrier? What feels like it took away happiness when you were feeling happiness, right? It's the awareness of this because the Queen of Cups allows you to get in tune with these emotions because the things that were making you unhappy or keeping you from being happy aren't new. They're not just happening now. They happened when you were younger. This is why it's below the surface in the Queen of Cups. There's some old things. If you think about when was the last time I felt this way? Not when this last time something happened. When's the last time I felt this way? It's like I feel unhappy. I feel like betrayed. Okay, when's the last time I felt that? Okay, well, this. When's the last time I felt that? Okay, and the time before that, and the time before that. And you keep going back. Then you eventually get into your childhood years and you're like, there it is. There's the original emotion that's been vibing and echoing ever since. And when you can get back to that and feel it and transform it in your powerful self you are now. As a child, you didn't know what to do with these emotions, but now you know what to do with them. You can feel them, you can give them a place of security to express them, where you might have felt like when you were younger. Children express themselves usually in three ways, right? I'm laughing, I'm crying, or I'm throwing a fit. Laughter is encouraged, throwing a fit and crying usually suppressed, right? Usually they're saying, "You can't do that. You can't do that way," whatever those things may be, right? So, we got this ability to be the parent and be that protector, be that supporter that we never had when we were younger to our younger self. And so when we go back to those emotions, we're able to transform those things. And such an important piece because if we have those restrictions and we have those things that are there keeping us, it doesn't matter what happens in the outside world, those things are keeping us from experiencing it. So truly, when we're wondering, you know, what can make me very happy, we can be happy for no reason at all, and no one can take it away from us. But what's keeping us from being happy is these restrictions and these echoes from our past when we were not happy and we weren't allowed to be unhappy and we weren't allowed to transform those things. And now is the time for that. So I know that seems like, oh, can I just win the Powerball or, win $1 million? It still won't make you happy. It'll never be enough. Oh, can I find love? It'll never be enough because there's till we find unless we have it for ourselves already, nothing in the outside world is going to be able to do anything with it either. Okay. Wow, deep. So that's what they have for you, Jeep. So many blessings to you. Right. And then Jean XO, hello, hello. So you want to ask what your Virgo friends' thoughts, feelings, and intentions are towards you after your phone call last night. I know. I was going to say, you're surrounded by Virgos, aren't you? All right, let's take a look here. All right. Now you got the Nine of Wands, which is a blockade, perseverance in a way. But that Magician, they both are holding magic wands. One is able to really focus the energy on the positive and make things happen. The other one feels blocked and held back. So maybe is this you and that's them? Is this kind of energy that you sense from them where they feel held back, they feel restricted, they feel small, and they feel, held back, kind of energy. And then they're seeing that you are, able to wield and yield your magic and and have things happen, and they just sense that you are in a different place than they are, a more free flowing place and more at ease, and I just feel like they are caught up, which Virgo energy, they can be big thinkers and get caught up, and this can trap them. But I feel like you're empowering it because at the same place, this ace of uh, wands that they're carrying here, it's firing and it's lighting up, in the upper realms, right? I mean, in the at the top of their ace of wands, and so I feel like there's this inspiration, there's this spark that you gave them in some way, and I'm using decks differently. So when you're talking about underlying energy, I'm going to grab from this um, Sufi tarot, and yeah, and I'm looking at the bottom of that deck. And we've got the Ten of Wands. So the Nine of Wands to the Ten of Wands, and so the underlying energy is beginnings and endings of this energy, which is it's pretty interesting that that card came in there because it's like the nine plus the magician card equals the 10. And I feel like your interaction with them is allowing them to kind of see where am I wasting my energy? Like, where am I focusing on the urgent things in my life, but they're not important? And I feel like I don't know if you like this inspirational feeling. It's almost like you gave them this spark under their butt to really get their life together in a way. Like, you know what? I'm going to look and see, where am I investing all my energy? What am I doing with my life? Where am I gonna and I feel like you've inspired them to kind of readjust a focus in their life. And so that's what's kind of coming in with all this here. Um, yeah, so that's what I have for right now, Gene. Hopefully that resonates. And yeah, all these Virgos, there must be a reason. Where do you have Virgo in your chart somewhere? What's in your sixth house? Go check it out. Let's find out. Let's get to the reason. Let's find out why you're attracting them in. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Many blessings to you. And then Happy Pill, you want to know how long is it to meet your twin flame? All right. Normally, I tell people we don't have a whole lot of twin flames in our lifetimes because twin flames are like very intense. They are very, it's like taking double the amount of courses in college. It's very, very passionate, very a lot of activity, a very close draw, but it's also a lot of work. But I do feel like you do have one in this lifetime. So I said all that just to say, yeah, you do, because the Queen of Wands, Queen of Fire, Twin Flame, Fire Energy, and you have the Page of Pentacles, which is a new opportunity opening up in your life here. I'm gonna pull here. I've got this deck here of timing, and I'm going to pull a card at least from here and to see if they'll give you any idea on time. Sometimes it can be ranges depending on, of course, our energy and their energy. Let's see here. All right, so you got two. Oh my gosh. Well, I feel like you're. It's see if I can get it to be not so shiny here. Wow, look how bright everything got. The twin flame has arrived in May on a Wednesday. Here we are, May. How many Wednesdays do we have left? So I feel like you are going to meet them this month, or maybe next year or the year after. But it's in May on a Wednesday. That's hilarious. But I definitely feel like you're um, here it comes. So I do feel like it's sooner than later. So I don't feel like it's next May. I feel like it's this May. So yeah, we've got let's see. Here's my May calendar. So you've got um well, we had the first already, right? Yeah. So we already had our first Wednesday. Maybe did you meet anybody last Wednesday? No, you'd know. So you've got one, two, three, still have four more Wednesdays left in this month. There was 5 Wednesdays. So so that's what's coming in here for you there, Happy Pill. So and then yeah, with a twin flame, it's you never wonder if you've met your twin flame. It's like meeting someone who's on fire, like in the Fantastic Four movies, how one of the person's the Human Torch. You wouldn't be standing there going, "I wonder if they're it," because they're flame. You're gonna know who they are. So there's no doubt when you meet them. But here we go. Enjoy. So go out every single, every Wednesday. Make sure you're out of the house somewhere or doing something you love, right? If there's something on Wednesday nights that they have a meetup group or painting or some sort of hobby that you can do every Wednesday for the rest of this month, get out there. All right. So many blessings to you. All right. Samya Rao, you are up. Hello. So, should you wait for a tech related job or is it best for you to go for another job field because there's opportunities in other fields? So, you're confused here. We've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is slow moving. And so I don't feel like you should rush into anything. This Five of Pentacles is this, feeling of lack, feeling of being left behind, abandoned, fear of not having enough. So I feel like, it, it's worth waiting for what you want. Don't let money, don't let other things um, take you off your path into doing something that will delay you and take you off your path. If you're like you're wanting the tech related field and you're like, this is my dream, this is what I want, then stick to it. Don't allow yourself to be taken off out of fear into a different direction. The Five of Pentacles tells you, that we're taught, oh, the outside world is what brings me my sustenance in each moment. And when we do that, that's when we experience these, feelings of abandonment, because when humans go into fear, they will go into survival mode and take back all support to them. They will abandon us when they're in fear. It's the human survival mode that kicks in. That's when someone yells fire in a theater. People don't all calmly single file leave. They're all running, jumping over each other, and hurting one another, trying to get out for themselves, right? But when the Five of Pentacles teaches us that when we realize it's source, it's creator, it's the universe that brings us our sustenance in each moment, then we cut out the middleman, and we're like, I ask of the ethereal for my abundance, for my wholeness, not humans. And then I'm not so pressured and I've gotta. I can take my time. I can be patient in finding the you know, my dream and what I want to do and what I want to accomplish. I don't need to get caught up into the rat race like we normally would. So I feel like with all of this, they're saying, you don't need to, unless you don't want a tech related job and you want something else, then go for the other thing. But if you're like, no, this is really what I want, if like this is my dream, it's what I'm really passionate about, then hold out for that. Right. If you do a different job, it's just going to delay you then, and you're going to get comfortable and get stagnant, and it'll just delay. You'll eventually go back and try to find other jobs. But if you go that route, it's just going to, delay you going and doing what you're wanting to do. So hopefully that makes sense, Samya. That's what they have for you. Some many blessings. All right. And then we've got Julie. Why are you having an obsession with AG? He's always in your dreams. What can you sorry, to heal this part? Is there part if there's nothing from his side as we never spoke? Okay, yeah. Yeah, you've got the Six of Cups, which is childhood, past life connection, and the Sun card, which is Leo energy and inner child. Got all this child energy that's here. But I feel like what is important is, to understand that this draw that you have has to do with past life connection with them. And I feel like with this Sun card, you can do ritual, you can do journaling, but I feel like, this obsession goes beyond this lifetime. You think it was a school time crush and you had this memory of that. It goes to the Six of Cups, goes back to our past childhood and stuff. But I feel like there's more to it than that. I feel like there's past life connections and past life emotions that are connected to it, right? So you can, um, get past life readings if you want. I do offer those if you interested. They're listed in the description box of the video down below. Or if you know how to do past life readings, or you want to do journaling and just see what lifetimes come up, what memories, try to go back further. Allow yourself to go back and go, okay, were we lovers in a past lifetime? Probably. With this crush that you have, it's like a reignition of something that was already there from a past life, I feel. Um, but if you journal about it, you write about it, you write about these lifetimes, maybe these romances that you've had in past lifetimes, and you're like, yeah, that's why when I spotted him, this stuff came forward, right? And it's like, okay, I get that now, right? And then there's also, if you want to release, you can do candle ceremony where you put and I don't know if we've talked about this before, but you can have two candles, and you can even put your initials in each and have a string that goes across, light them both, and then either cut the string or safely set the string on fire where it severs it, and then blow out their candle. That makes the flame go away with that, you know? Um, so I feel like that this is why it's coming up, and that it's coming up in your dream time because our subconscious is huge. And what's down there is also the Akashic records of past life emotions and experiences. And I feel like that's why it's coming up, for you to look at those things. So hopefully that helps a little bit, gives you some guidance on that. All right. I know, I know. All right. So that's what they have for you. And then Magana, you are up next. And you want to know, oh, your friend group is planning a trip in June, but we're not sure if at all we will really go. What will happen? All right, let's take a look here based on current energies. All right. Yeah, we've got the Emperor, which is Aries energy, and we've got the 8 of Cups here too. Now, this 8 of Cups is telling us here that that's leaving behind some emotions and relationships that no longer uh, you know, fulfill us, make us feel full. So I feel like part of the friend group's not going to go. I feel like there might be a little rift of sorts where some are just going to not want to be a part of the friend group, or, you know, they don't want to do what everyone wants to do. And that's okay. The emperor is this energy of taking charge, moving forward, deciding exactly what we want, putting action steps and putting in and having it happen. So I feel like it will happen. Um, and yeah, if at all we will really go. The ones of you that really want to go are going to go with this emperor, but I feel like not everyone goes with this 8 of cups, and it's okay. It doesn't have to be everyone every time, but the ones who want to go do it will go do it. And I feel like if you want to, with that Aries energy, if you really want to go, then, step up as the leader and say, all right, everybody, let's decide. I decided I want to go. So who wants to go with me? Let's make it happen. And then, all right. Everyone's waiting for someone to make a decision. And you're like, I'm taking the lead. Let's do it. Right. So that's what's coming in. All right. So that's what they have for you, Magana. So many blessings to you. And then Johanna. Hey, you accidentally gave your number to Loosh. What do you guys have to say about that? Yeah. It was no accident. High Priestess, 6 of Cups. Past life connections with the 6 of Cups, of course, and the High Priestess too, below the surface. It wasn't an accident. It was designed for you to do that. You guys definitely have this connection that's here. I mean, the High Priestess is all about connecting higher, going behind the secret veil, diving deep to the subconscious and emotions where the Akashic records are. And boom, the 6 of Cups, like one of the main cards for me of past life connection. So it definitely was there. It was designed, and so it shall unfold as planned. You guys planned it before you came down. So there is definitely significance in your guys' interaction with all this coming in here. Just trust your gut, trust your heart, and it happened on purpose. So, not that you did it on purpose, but it happened on purpose for a purpose, right? Right. So that's what they have for you, Johanna. So many blessings to you. And then Nat, you want to know what's coming in for love for you here. All right. You've got the Page of Cups, which is a heightened new love coming in, but I feel like it's someone that you already know. This Four of Pentacles has this home energy, four walls of the outside world feels homey. And so I don't know if you live where you grew up, but I feel like you're someone that was there, either lived where you grew up, and whether you knew him or not, but I feel like you're meeting someone either that you knew from your home, um, before, or someone who is from your home if you've moved away. But I feel like it is this new heightened type of love that's coming in here. So it is happening. And if you haven't planned a trip back home in a while, if you're away from home, definitely go visit because I feel like there's a strong home message that's just in big lights, home, home, home. So it's important for you to do that, if that makes sense. All right. So that's what's coming in for you, Nat Nat. So there you go. All right. Many blessings to you. And then Kritika Sayani, what will happen next between Anavesh and you? Let's take a look here. What will happen next? All right. Well, you got two threes here. So you have the Three of Wands. It's going to take a different twist and a turn than you had originally thought it would. And the Empress card is this birthing, this sensuality, this emotion that comes in. So it feels very um, positive and you know, I mean, two threes is this creativity. It is this, you know, powerful energy of creation of and a new start and but I feel like it does take a different direction. Sorry, I got a little spot on my yeah, there's a spot. You gotta get the spot off your white shirt. But, you know, I just feel like there's something that's standing out. Oh, that's why they did that. There's something that stands out, and it does. Um, you know, it's like there's something that was a distraction before. I mean, it's so funny. There's like something that's a distraction that stood out so much that you couldn't let go of it until you took care of it. And now, whatever that was, and whether that was them or you, there's this movement, there's this change now. So there was something that seemed so small and minuscule and but it was took so much of I feel like this was them. It took so much of their attention that now there's a switch, now there's a change, there's a movement that happens here. So, you know, the Empress rules over all the queens, and all the queen's energy is 5 parts water, emotion, 1 part fire, 1 part air, 1 part earth. So there is a lot of emotion and there's sensuality and fire that comes in here too with all of this. So, you know, I just feel like there's going to be this switch and this closeness, and it does feel a bit um I think it feels like it takes you, I wouldn't say by surprise, but you're like, "Whoa, I wasn't expecting that," you know, because there's it's different, the interaction that starts between the 2 of you, like this next intentions here. So you're like, "Oh, okay. All right." But Empress, it feels very welcoming. I mean, because it's new birth, and it's harvest, so it feels positive, right? So that's what's coming in for you. So many blessings. And then Shiv Shakti, like a general reading. Oh, Shiv Shakti Tarot. Hey. So you've got the Hermit card coming in here with the Five of Cups. And I feel like it's important here with this nine, you know, the Hermit, that you do, of course, take your time with spirit to really review this Five of Cups because I feel like if you've been having some lower vibrational emotions that have just been bubbling up and consuming a lot of your emotional energy, it feels like there's this setting a date of okay, you know what? I'm every emotion is good, every emotion is perfect. There's no right or wrong emotion. They bring different experiences. But I feel like you're ready. You're ready just to go, you know what? On, you know, um, June 1st, I'm changing my emotions. I'm choosing with my power of emotional choice, which is the two, you know, usually there's three spilt cups, the two behind him. That's my power of emotional choice. Every moment is a choice between lower vibration or higher vibration, and I'm going to choose a higher vibration around this situation starting there. And I like this because it's so empowering that you get to, you know, experience that and you want that. And there's this comfort in being alone with this hermit card too, with all of this. And it's just like I just feel like it's a huge transformational energy coming in with this 5 of Cups, but it does take you stepping away from the chaos, taking some deep breaths, but this power of choosing, I'm going to choose on this date no more. I'm gonna, I'm gonna cry my eyes out between now and then, or I'm gonna, uh, you know, to feel whatever emotion I want to feel. I'm gonna feel them all between now and then, but then I'm letting it go. I feel like it's an important decision. Like I'm deciding, and this is what I'm gonna do. It's like you can't decide that. Yeah, you can, right? And I feel like that's what you're learning through this, if that makes sense. Stepping into that power. All right. So that's what they have for you, Sheaf, right? Many blessings. Then Anjou 777 or yes, 3 sevens. 5 5. Oh yeah, happy 5 5 portal, everybody. Little late, I know, sorry. The blessings for you. All right. Well, I do like here that you are having a change of mindset. This 4 of Swords is about a peace of mind, and the death and rebirth card, right? So there is this ending and beginning, and the 4 of Swords usually has 3 swords on the wall, and they're sleeping on this Ace of Swords, which is they're seeing things from a different perspective, putting an end to these expectations that don't serve them anymore, these beliefs about heartache and that because expectations do equal disappointment, because we expect everyone to do all these things, we're the one imposing rules on people, but they didn't get the memo. They have a whole bunch of different rules that we didn't get that memo, and they're looking at us being, look how disappointing you are, and we're looking at them going, look how disappointing you are. A lot of disappointment everywhere. But I love this rebirth that you're going through, because you're going, yeah, who cares about all this stuff? I'm releasing myself and everyone else from all these roles of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts. I'm going to allow everyone to be, and I'm going to allow myself to be, and we're going to be happy because I'm able to do this. And I like this blessing because it's like there's this freedom. It's like I'm letting it all go. Why am I sweating all this small stuff rooted in fear? What does it all mean? Who made all this stuff up? No. What's the answer to every question and every obstacle and everything in life is unconditional love. Very simple, right? We're either sitting in unconditional love, or we're sitting in fear of losing a conditional love. Everything is that. It's a story of that. It's an emotion of that. It's an energy of that. It's a physical action of that. It's very simple. And I feel like this is the blessing that comes in, because it frees you as you have a disappointment come up, go up. Yep. What's the answer to that? Unconditional love. Problem solved. Next thing that comes up, what's the answer to that? Unconditional love. Problem solved. So I like that for you. That's your blessing for May 5th. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody, too. All right. So many blessings to you. And then Maud, you are up. So general love reading for the next 2 months. All right. Something going on outside. It's like some sort of engine has started up, some sort of vibration. And here we go. You got 2 major arcana. You have the Hierophant, which I feel the next 2 months you're really gaining clarity over what is the capital T truth of what love is for you. What do you truly want of yourself and your life? And the World card is the ending of a major cycle, beginning of new adventure. And it's something more open, something free of all these small T truths, telling you what love should be, who you're supposed to be, what they're supposed to be, how it's all supposed to be. Sucks the life out of a relationship and out of love. And so I feel like this next 2 months is you really figuring out all of these beliefs that you've been having in your head, and that you're releasing this. It doesn't need to exist anymore. That you can go on this adventure, which is the Fool card that happens after the World card, like a child, a world of possibilities, no restrictions, no, disappointments, because, when we have all these expectations of love, look how much it takes just to get back to zero. But if we have no expectations and we do this, look how this abundance instead of lack, because we won't be able to maintain that, right? We live this life of lack, but instead we can live this life of abundance. instead. And I feel like this is the next 2 months is really discovering what it is you want in love and how you want that to be and where all these restrictions and where all this stuff came from. So a lot of release of things, when we have all these expectations, we're blinded, or there's this very thin line of how love can come into our lives, right? And this person's on back order for 1,000 years. But if we remove expectations, we have these experiences that can ship during this lifetime, right? So I feel like this is the journey of the next 2 months for you, Mod. Hopefully that helps a little. Right. So many blessings to you. And then we've got Diva Money. Hello, hello. Welcome. You want to know, what are the intentions of your boyfriend on Keet Raj towards you? Less contact. Is he loyal to you? Is he trustworthy? Let's take a look here. You know, they've got a lot going on in their head here. We've got the King of Swords who rules over swords with the queen, but gets a second portion of swords. So they're big thinkers, masters of thinking. And the Five of Swords here is this struggle, this conflict in their head, and inside of them between their head and their heart. I don't necessarily feel here like there's betrayal. I just feel like they've got a lot going on and they're overthinking things in their life and they're not sure what they want in their life. So, trust, can you trust a human? No. When a human goes into fight or flight mode, they go out of their brain anyway. But, what what I would say to you from your spirit guides is that they're unsure of their intentions. They're thinking about their entire life, what they really want in their life, because they're reaching this point where they're questioning a lot of thoughts and beliefs and mindsets they had growing up, things that were supposed to make him feel full and whole and complete that outside world isn't. And so they're trying to understand, what is it that I truly want in life? So they're really trying to see things from a big perspective, but they are struggling on the inside about what they want, right? And it's a great opportunity for you to also ask yourself those same questions. They're a mirror for you, and so they have less contact. That's a mirror for you, that you're having less contact with yourself too. When we define ourselves by people of the outside world, we've abandoned ourself and we're looking at here, right? So when we go inward and upward and go, my higher self, my soul, what do I want in my life? Not defining myself by the outside world, but defining myself by who I am. So I like this opportunity coming up here for you to be able to see, what is it that you truly want in your life, independent of what everyone else wants for your life, or whether you think, well, I wonder if they want me or not. It's like, do I want me as I'm existing right now? And who do I want to become if it's not? How can I be more true and authentic to me and not trying to be who I think everyone else wants me to be, right? I feel like it's a big, important time of your life right now. So that's what they got for you, Divya. So many blessings to you. Right. Then we've got Madam Bird. You are up. All right. So you have a question about writing in the future. It's a side hobby. Any books published someday in the future? Yeah. You've got the Five of Wands, which is a transformation of energies, and the Justice card, which is the balancing out. The Ace of Swords is about writing and publishing. I just feel like the energy around it can change a little bit. It's a hobby, it's a future, but what's the motivation? Why are you writing? Are you writing, for any kind of external validation? Are you doing it because it's expressing your passion, or what our fears are around it? I just feel like there's this um, transformative kind of energy around your writing, that it might be out of balance a little bit, and to bring it into understanding why you'd want to do it, why you want to share what you have to write, what do you feel it will bring, and just kind of look at it and go, writers write and dancers dance and painters paint. But, what's the motivation behind being published? And look at that, because I feel like that energy can transform a little bit. That helps bring things into balance. And of course, you can always self publish on Amazon and everything else. I had like 5 books out there. Um, but you just really go, what is the motivation? Why do I want to do what I want to do? I feel like that brings in some clarity for you, right? So that is what they have, and so many blessings to you. All right. And then Melissa, you don't have a question. Oh, you just wanted to know the beautiful spring themed deck. It must be from one of my readings that I've done, and I do those weeks, sometimes weeks in advance. So if you can comment on the video that it is, I'll tell you. But I normally also announce what the the deck is before I pull cards from it normally. So, if you watch the video, I might say it like right before I pull it as well. But if not, just comment on the video and I will tell you. Because I'm not sure which one. I'm trying to think of a spring themed deck, but I'm not sure which one that is. So let me know. All right. All right. And then Sasha, you are not next. You asked if you could have a reading. I didn't see a question, so we'll do a general reading here for you. Yeah, you have the 10, the Wheel of Fortune coming in here, and the Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords is a balancing between the head and the heart. And the Wheel of Fortune tells you here that um, whatever is happening in your life, it's like the wheels are turning. There's some fated events that are coming, but that you also, it's a message of everything that unfolds in our life is for us. It doesn't happen to us, it happens for us. Now we come down here to experience what it might feel like to be a victim, right? Oh, why is this happening to me? But then we get over it eventually and things balance out and we're like, oh, okay, why did I want this to happen for me? Because that's my life that I asked for it to come in here. So I feel like you're getting some clarity, between your head and your heart around some situations that are happening in your life, and when you can realize that there's, our human experience, which it's like we're unaware of what's really happening, what's behind the scenes, what's below the surface, what's the plan from the heavens around it. And we're living this life of a human, we're like, oh my God, why did this happen to me? But when we're able to take a big deep breath and step back and connect higher, like this Queen of Swords with this Ace of Swords, she's able to see things from a different perspective and go, okay, now why would I want something like this to happen for me? What is it teaching me? What is it revealing to me? How is it helping me on my path? And you realize, oh, okay, I lost this job because I was in an abusive relationship with my employer, and I was afraid to leave because I wouldn't think I'd be able to find another job. And then they fired me, which now has opened me up to go do something different. Wow. Whereas before, as the human, we're like, oh my God, I got fired. Why are they doing this to me? Now we can look at it like, thank you, you did this for me. Now I'm going to go do what I've wanted to do, but I was afraid to do. So there's this energy coming in here regarding that, Sancha. So hopefully that resonates there for you. And that's what they have. So many blessings to you. All right. All right. And then me is up. Me, hello, hello. So we want to know what happened to your ex to make him abusive and a covert narcissist. He's poisoned pets and broke your daughter's back with his bare hands. Oh, okay. Well, obviously, they didn't have a perfect life, right? We had the Tower card here and the Eight of Wands. So there was, this a lot of, I mean, talk about a lightning bolt and a tower, things happen in their life. They had a lot of lightning strikes in their life growing up, right? This Eight of Wands is a lot of energy. It's like a lot of, I almost feel like, these are um, switches, like, being beat with these types of things. And it makes sense. Usually people who are narcissistic, abusive, means they were abused, means that they had narcissism in their life, and they learned it usually from others, or um, through repetition, or it was a result of they had to go into such extreme self-survival that they had to put themselves first above everything, and they live in a hypertensive fight or flight mode, and so they see things as danger, they see things as um, um, you know, like their danger, and that they feel like they're at risk, and the little inner child didn't get to grow up. It's been in defensive mode since it was very young, and it hasn't been able to feel safe enough to not become that and not to evolve past it, because all they had was punishment, all they had was destruction, all they had was removal of things out of their life all the time. As soon as they felt like they were going to be able to have something, it was ripped away again out of punishment, or they felt like God was punishing them. So they've had this very abused and abusive life that's come in here, and that's brought them to where they're at. And unless they get assistance, they will continue to express that, and they'll see everyone as a threat. And if you feel threatened, and you feel like you're, like you mentioned, your dog, you feel about it, then you don't have to stay, right? And they're in your house. Um, you can have them removed, right? And if you're feeling like, well, no, no, I can't do that, you will find a way to do it in a legal, safe way. Otherwise, you are just falling into their trap. You're falling into the fears of doing all that, and you can stand up for yourself, right? You can get advice from legal counsel or police or whoever you need. If you feel like your life's in danger and you don't have a legal obligation with them anymore, then they need help, right? And if you feel in danger, then you can't, you have to be the hero you're looking for in your life. And I feel like that's what you can do, is, if you feel truly you're in danger, can't expect anyone else to rescue you. You have to be that hero, right? You have to take action and have it happen. And yeah, and our heart goes out to people who are like little 2-year-olds, abused 2-year-olds in a human adult body, but they need to go and get help. And if they won't, you know, usually they won't go do things and get that kind of help until they're desperate. And if we're rescuing them, then we're becoming their um, crutch for their changing. And where's your guilt coming from? And it's like, well, I need them for the money. Well, do you? Can you look at refinancing? Is there someone else that you can get assistance from? Is there government assistance? Something else? You will find a way if you want to, right? And you will. You're stubborn, so you can do it, me. All right, hang in there, my dear. All right, so that's what they have for you. So many blessings. Hang in there. All right, and we got Spiritual Journey Tarot. And we've only got, let's see, we got 4 people left, including Spiritual Journey Tarot. So we're almost done. Hang in there, guys. All right. So, Spiritual Journey Tarot, Braylon's feelings and thoughts. You keep seeing them in your dreams. Oh, okay. So you've got the 10 of Swords, and you have the 8 of Pentacles. So, their thoughts here with the 10 of Swords, there is this release, of course, with the 10 of Swords. They're really tired of trying to be, you know, fit into this cage of supposed tos and shoulds and need tos and have tos and musts, right? And so there is this, their feelings and thoughts are, they're wanting this ending and beginning. They're wanting this freedom from expectations and intentions and different things like that, you know. This Eight of Pentacles, is this energy of transformation. It's putting in the blood, the sweat, the tears. It's like a caterpillar transforming into butterflies, right? But it's like the caterpillar, like you're like Braylon and you are both caterpillars, right? And you're both going, hey, I'm gonna go into this cocoon. We'll come out butterflies and we'll go distances. We're gonna go do all this stuff as butterflies. And they're like, all right. But they feel this Ten of Swords feeling with this is that they feel like that cocoon is too restrictive. I don't want to become that. I want to be something else. I like being a caterpillar. I want to eat leaves. And while you're in your cocoon transforming, they're not. They're just eating more leaves. They're becoming a bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, fatter caterpillar out there. And then you're emerging from your cocoon, right? You're like, ta-da, look at my beautiful wings. And you're like, wait, where's your wings? Why are you so big? And they're like, it just seemed like a lot. So I just wanted to continue to do this. And you're like, well, I can't undo and become a caterpillar, and I'm not carrying you. There's no way I can carry you. I want to do butterfly things. I don't want leaves anymore. My tastes have changed. I want nectar, and I can go fly 1,000 mile, migration. Butterflies can migrate that far. Caterpillars, they reach a stream, they can't go past it. They'll drown. And I feel like that's what's coming in here is like they're feeling like you've changed and you don't like the same stuff, you're not attracted to the same stuff, you have different directions, different capabilities, different capacities. I can't keep up with you type of energy that comes in here. Wondering what dreams you're having with it, because I feel like the reason why you're dreaming about it is because your subconscious, your spiritual team and your subconscious inner child, you're working through the release and the being okay being alone, the okay going off on a new adventure. I wonder what kind of dreams you have if that resonates there. Because this is the kind of energy that I'm having come in here, that it's like you've outgrown them and you have butterflies coming in your future that can keep up with you and that want the same things that you do, more compatible than where they're coming from here. So that's what I'm picking up, Spiritual Journey Tarot. So hopefully that resonates. If not, you can interpret your Ten of Swords and Eight of Pentacles any way that you'd like. But that's the energy I'm picking up. All right. So many blessings. And then we've got Krista Lee, BI. Hello, hello. I am well. I hope you are well. And you're curious, being nosy. What is going on with Jay? All right. Let's take a look here and see what Spirit will let us know here. All right. You know, we've got the Tower card here, and we've got the Knight of Cups. Now, Knight of Cups is movement of emotion. It's I don't know if there's wanting love, seeking love in their life. Just a lot of emotional flow too. But this Tower card is bringing in this energy of a lot of fear of losing love. Like I feel like when they desired something in their life, either a situation, a person, or a thing, once they have it, it's taken away a lot. And I feel like, especially younger, and so there's this underlying fear below the surface that I don't feel like they are really attuned to and aware of, but they have this anxiety whenever something's going good in their life, they're waiting for the other foot to drop. And then they're also reminding me of movies where everybody that comes into my life ends up dying. It's like one of those movies where they feel like they're cursed because the people around them keep having trouble or keep passing away or disappearing, and they're like, I just stopped, you know, acting on love because whenever I love someone, something bad happens to them. That's the kind of energy I have picking up with them here. And I just feel like they're in this, kind of, they're wanting this love to flow. They're wanting this, emotions to experience it. But that fear really holds them back because it happened in their mind so much when they were growing up. and it's just underneath the surface that way. So hopefully that makes sense, Crystal Lee. That's what's coming in. So many blessings to you. Right. And then we have Nicola Jackson. You are up. So you'd like a reading? And let's take a look here and find out what Spirit wants you to know here. Wow. So you've got this King of Cups, which is like this, they're the balance between the head and the heart. They got some of that great energy, and they represent for me, it's like this perfect, compatible individual in our lives, right? You have the Strength card too, which is this Leo energy. And it's also this beautiful, you can see how they have like a combination between the maiden and the lion. There is this relationship between our human and our higher self. And I feel like what they're wanting you to know right now in your life is that the the relationship that you're looking for is out there if you're not in one already. And I feel even if you're one in already, they're saying they have this relationship out there that's so compatible. That's just like best friends sleeping over kind of relationship. But it starts with your relationship with your higher self because you cannot love others more than to the extent you love yourself, nor receive love from others more than to the extent you love yourself. So, as you are able to open up and, allow yourself this connection to your higher self, connection, the self-love, the self-worth as it rises and as it opens up, then that also opens up your capacity to give and receive love in the outside world. And that's why this King of Cups has not come into your life yet, because um they're working on that relationship with themselves, and you are given this opportunity to work on that relationship with yourself so that you can give and receive love in greater places. Otherwise, when we love ourselves this much, no matter how much love you want to give, it just drips in. And no matter how much love they want to give you, it just drips in, right? And same on their end. And so to have this kind of relationship that is worthy of both of you, this is the journey first. And so the relationships that you've been in, or if you are in one, are all stepping stones that have been teaching you. They've been these beautiful mirrors showing what you want to see about yourself until you see it. So that's what I feel is coming in with that, right? So that's what they have for you, Nicola. So many blessings to you. And then my final reading is HTTPS. And if I missed anyone, my deepest apologies. I try to make sure I don't miss anyone, but I will be back next Friday at 11 a.m. Mountain Time for free readings. I have a ton of free content on my main page. If you need messages from Spirit, follow your heart, and they will guide you to those readings. And I do offer personal readings and other services if you want to check all those in the description box of this video down below as well. So HTTPS, messages from your spirit team. All right. Yep, you've got the 7 of Pentacles here and the 4 of Wands. Now, the 7 of Pentacles is this energy of having, gone on this, planted this harvest, done these things, um, head in this direction, right? Now you're starting to see the fruit of some of your labor here, and you're like, it's not bringing you the joy that you had thought here with the 4 of Wands. And it's okay. There's some alteration, there's some giving away of some of the fruit and then giving away the plant. Or like if it's a plant that has you have to plant it fresh every season, you're like, I'm not going to plant this next time. And I feel like you're looking at different options and different opportunities, and it is very much supported in doing that. So whatever this has been, you've been investing in, you're starting to see fruit, and you're like, well, you know what, it's not really bringing me what I want. It's okay to let it go. You don't have to fear failure or go, well, what are people going to think, any of that stuff, right? You're like, you know what, it was an experience I learned, and I don't want it anymore, and that's all right. Okay, next thing I want to do. And I like it because it's like showing a garden that has, several rows of different crops, and one grew and you tried one and you're like, "Bleh, I don't like this." And so you can give away all the fruit to someone else or the vegetables or whatever it is, and people are like, "Oh my god, yeah, I love that. I love cilantro." And you're like, "I hate it." And like, "Well, here, everyone, you can have it all." And then you don't plant any next year, but it gives you a new row that you're planting something different within it. So I like that. Hopefully that makes sense to you. And now I'm hungry again. No, I'm just kidding. But that's what they have. So many blessings to you. And everyone else, thank you so much for all your patience and getting your readings. And here in a moment, as soon as I'm done, I'll make a list of all the readings and order which they received so you can find your readings more quickly. And if you have trouble finding it, just comment in the video and I'll kind of guide you there. But yeah, thank you guys so much for all the love, all the support. And remember, every second of every day of your life, you are unconditionally and eternally loved by the mother and the father of all things, our creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, enjoy your week. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, much love to you. Hang in there. Take care of yourself. We'll see you soon.